I am Tasha Scott, and I am the host of Connected Women Win. I am also a certified speaker, coach, trainer, workshop facilitator, and I am passionate about connections. And the title of this show is Connected Women Win because I believe that the most powerful connections that we could ever have would be one, our connection to God, two, our connection to ourselves, three, our connection to our purpose so that we can properly connect to others. And every week I come on and I love to bring you all special guests, people that I've connected with, people that I'm just getting to know myself. And I've been on a series where I've been featuring authors. If you were on my webinar earlier this week, I did a whole session on how to turn your story into a profitable side business. And I love to share resources as well. So tonight we're sharing Jasmine York Ball. Jasmine. And y'all, when I read this book, I was like, oh my gosh, this woman has been stalking my life because I'm serious. Everything in there, I was like, she gets me. She actually gets me. I am here. Yes, I give myself permission. Jasmine is somebody, like I said, I love to refer because a lot of the people that I work with are in the place where they're at the beginning stages of starting a business. They're at the beginning stages of they know they have a story on the inside of them. They know that they want to use it to help others, but sometimes you just need somebody else that can help you perfect what you're doing because maybe you don't consider yourself a writer per se. And that's what Jasmine, and she'll share more about her business, but that's one of the things that she has helped me with when it comes to just getting content together, or as a copy editor, just learning how to polish my words, because sometimes it's easier to help other people, but then when it comes to yourself, it's not as easy to brag on yourself per se. And again, she's just an awesome resource. And she also owns a magazine. Her and her husband own Black Tie Magazine here in Montgomery, and they're doing some phenomenal things with that. She's a brand new full-time entrepreneur. Let's see, she's still getting her thing together. We're pushing through, Jasmine. We're gonna push through. So while I'm waiting on Jasmine, what's been going on in your world? How are things going for you? And are you on here because you too are someone that you have a story, either you've written a book or you desire to write a book? Let me know. And also let me know where you're tuning in from. Sandra says, yes, speak it. It's much easier to help other people than go through our own stuff. Yeah. And Sandra, you and I both know this, that, we pour out to other people. We encourage, we inspire, we equip, we do all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, it's hard to do it for yourself. So I always have this saying that every coach needs a coach. Every coach needs a support team. Like, it is hard to do that for ourselves. That's why we have to connect with other people. And we got to get to the place where we don't have pride in saying, I need help, because none of us are Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is a character on a cartoon, on a TV show, and that's it. It is I believe we're built for community, and I am just, something went off in me where I got a clue and I said, you know what? I need to surround myself with experts. That's the kind of team that I want to build. Is I want to build a team of experts, people who are experts in their field, so that way when I show up for my clients, I can show up in my own strength. I don't have to try to be a Jack or a Jill of all trades. And let me just tell you, I've done that before. Y'all, it's exhausting. It is absolutely exhausting.
I was just saying, I I'm Jasmine, the writer. I'm the certified content marketing strategist. So I just help busy entrepreneurs get copy that converts and grow their business and create more freedom. That's what I'm all about. So that's what I'm here to help you all with today.
Okay, so
And I'm
tell.
also, oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was gonna say, tell us about your journey. Like, what got you into this?
Okay. Yeah, so writing is what I went to college for. I pursued a degree in creative writing, so I've been writing ever since. My first job was at a publication, so just been writing for magazines and online, outlets, and so that's where I got my start. And from there, I took a marketing position writing marketing campaigns, so like direct mail, radio, TV commercials, email marketing, social, just to understand, writing versus sell for,
Mm-hmm.
large corporations. And, while we're doing that, me and my husband, we felt convicted because, that's when a lot of the stuff was going on in the media with, the police brutality and all of that. And so just me being a writer, I felt convicted, like this is something that we should be doing for our culture to share the stories, the positive stories going on. So we created Black Time Magazine to share the resources that are available to us as a community, for us and by us, just to brag about the positive things that are going on within our culture. So the magazine is all about helping people get informed, get inspired, and get involved in the community.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's something that started a few years ago, and
Mm-hmm.
we just hit the ground running from with that ever since. Didn't really realize what it would come to be. So
Mm-hmm.
it started off as a passion project, and it just kind of developed into a full-on business.
Mm-hmm.
And just me being a writer, like I said, writing at a management company, writing their marketing campaigns, people who will come to me for advertising, I
Right.
was realizing that, okay, yes, we can help you on the front end, but there's some back end issues that they're missing as well. So I started to offer some content marketing services to some of those businesses that were coming to us for advertising, just to help them, because they were missing the mark in some of those areas. So that's kind of how the two, unraveled into, Black Time Magazine and BTM writing services.
And you said
In a nutshell.
back end, like, can you explain for those of us who don't know what that, like, when you say there were some back end issues, like, what does that mean?
Yeah, so what content marketing is basically the content that you put out to attract your people, nurture them, and compel them to take action. So it's one thing to, advertise your business, and it's another thing to, because an ad is not going to guarantee a sale, right? So that whole back end process to nurture those people and convert them to take action with you and stick around with you. So
Mm-hmm.
helping them understand the bigger picture involved
Right.
with that. Just because I just, me doing it for corporate America, I saw what a lot of the big dogs were doing when it comes to content marketing.
Yeah.
And they're pumping tens of thousands of dollars into their campaigns, content marketing campaigns, and getting seven figures back, and so just me being on the inside and just seeing, the results that can do for businesses, I just naturally was, okay, you guys, I can help you. I
Yeah.
can help you with this. I'll give you an example. So one company I worked with, I was helping them with their writing campaign. So just using writing strategies. Obviously, they had a budget where you can scale, but this is something that any size business could do. So I was helping them with, specific marketing campaigns, just using writing strategies. And that campaign, not counting what they were doing for TV, radio, whatever, this campaign brought in over $7 million in revenue, in
Wow.
1 year. So
Wow.
just, and any business could implement these same strategies and, go from there to scale as they have a marketing budget to distribute at a larger level. But any size business could implement these same strategies and to their own business to help them
Wow.
grow.
Yeah.
So that is something, that I was seeing, and then I decided to also help some of these businesses I was in contact with, get some results as well.
Gotcha. So you were doing this for your job as employment, and but then there was something that went off in you where you said, you know what, I want to have my own business. So what was that journey like for you?
That's a good. Okay, so I was kind of already freelancing here and there since college. Not really taking it seriously, but just kind of doing it through repeat customers and like word of mouth type of thing. Just because
Mm-hmm.
people knew I wrote, and if they, wanted me to write something, I would help them. Just because, that's just what I did.
Right.
But what turned it into a business, what helped me gain the urgency, pursue it with urgency, would be when we started doing the magazine, I would say,
Gotcha.
because magazine costs money. And so you can't just be doing that for fun. You have to understand business and understand how to make it profitable. So the magazine, I think it was a catalyst to inspire me to take business seriously and, go full out, I guess I would say. Yeah.
Right. How long has it been since you've been full-time entrepreneur now?
It's been 7 months. Seven
Okay.
months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you made what would you say for you it was a jump or was it more of a crawl when you went into full-time entrepreneurship?
Well, it wasn't. I don't think it was a jump. I think it was just a easy, natural next step for me. Just because I, when we started the magazine and learning business, because I knew writing. That's my area. I know that, like, I just know that.
Yeah.
But understanding business was a learning curve, and so when I got to the point to where I was no longer trying to figure it out,
Yeah.
I felt confident about what I'm doing, and I had a direct path to get the cash. I had a system in place. When I got there, when I felt like I was no longer trying to figure it out, I just knew, okay, well, I got to do X, Y, and Z, and da 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 da. When I got there, then I felt confident enough to, go ahead and just take that natural transition out because I already knew what the heck I was doing.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
Okay. Somebody asked me this in a webinar that I did on Monday. I'm going to turn around and actually, Sandra, it was you that asked me this question. I'm going to turn around and ask it to you, Jasmine. She asked me, she said, how did you know when you were profitable?
That's a good question.
I thought so too.
How did I know that I was profitable? Well, when you think about profits or profitable, to me, that means that you're no longer like in the red. To me, that means you're no longer having to pump your own money into something in order for it to work.
Yeah.
To me, profitable is the business is making money. The business is paying you what you want to make, and
Yeah.
to me, that's profitable. So,
Yeah.
what was the question? How did I know I was
Yeah.
profitable?
How did you know when you were profitable?
How did I know when? Well, I had a goal in mind. I had a revenue goal in mind, and when I hit that, when I crossed that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And you said a key word. You said you had systems in place. And would you think that would you say that attributed to you, like you haven't been a year in yet, and most of the time they tell people that it takes like time for you to build up to profits, but you said I had systems in place and 7 months into it, you're saying I'm profitable.
Yeah, so I was working my business on the side for probably over 2 years.
Okay.
Seriously.
Okay.
Over 2 years seriously.
Okay.
And so yeah, the first month out I already exceeded what I used to make in corporate America. So
yeah.
I guess leading up until that point, it was just figuring it out, really.
Yeah.
Because, I felt like there was a period where I was getting information overwhelmed and listening to podcasts and YouTube University and training and webinars and all these things. And I felt like there was a period when I felt like I was just piling on more to-dos and not really getting the results I wanted to see.
Right.
But then there was a point to where things just clicked.
Yeah.
And, I just figured it out, I guess. Something that works for me. And I just, worked what I knew to work.
Yeah.
And I felt confident at that point to go ahead and,
Gotcha. And I have this theory, and you just kind of shed some light on this, that if you do start as a side business, it's helpful for you to have that time to transition versus going cold turkey, quitting a job, and then having to worry about the money and building all that stuff up. So that's kind of how I started. Not kind of, that is that how I started as an entrepreneur as well. It was a side business that grew into a full-time business. And I just believe that when you do that, it makes the transition easier. Wouldn't you say so, Jasmine?
Oh yes, heavens yes. Because because your employer could be your first investor.
Right.
So what I was making, I was reinvest. Okay, I was hiring a coach, and I was attending trainings and doing programs, and paying for business cards or all the other the things.
Right.
So I feel like I would never encourage anyone to just take the leap cold turkey, because then the mindset piece is like doubting yourself, and then trying to get customers when you have this like whole lack mindset, and it's that neediness. And I just feel like if you feel so much more comfortable and secure in what you're doing when it's not like so pressing for you to stressful. You can eliminate some of that stress instead of trying to, because if you quit cold turkey, you don't even know if your concept will work.
That's right.
Maybe you don't even know who your ideal audience is.
Right.
Maybe you don't know how to show up where they are. Maybe you don't know how to sell. Maybe you don't know, it's so many things.
Yeah.
So I would never encourage someone to just quit cold turkey because there's a learning curve, and you want to give yourself the necessary time you need to move past the learning curve. Because when you get to the point to where you're just, having clients and you have your customers, you want to go to them confident. You want to show up for them in a way where you can really help them. And if you can't really help them because you don't even know how to do the thing yourself, then, so I think it's just easier to just start with it, as a side hustle until you figure things out and then transition.
Absolutely. Sandra Lovelace says, thank you for that wisdom, Jasmine. Yeah, that's real right there. And I think, I don't think we hear that enough, in the entrepreneurial world. So that's really good. So now fast forward, Jasmine, you have a book.
Yes, I do. It's called The Profitable Women's Playbook. So
tell us about this book.
Yeah, so
without telling too much, because they got to buy it.
Yeah, so it's called The Profitable Women's Playbook. It's 15 strategies to win big in life and business. So it was a collaboration of just 14 other entrepreneurs.
Okay.
And we're just sharing our expertise. We're sharing skills and tips and trainings and tools that you need to build a profitable business. So there's information in there about funnels. There's information in there about mindset. There's information in there. My chapter is about content marketing.
Okay.
And so there's a number of different tools and strategies that any entrepreneur, whether you're just starting out or whether you've been in business for a while, this is a playbook. So this is information that you can reference to scale your business and to grow your business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sandra says the link isn't working right now. So we'll fix that, Sandra, and put it, the link for the book to purchase it. So we'll fix that and put it in there in the notes for this. But Jasmine, how important you do content writing, you help people with content writing. How important is it for people to be connected to their own story?
I think that's so important just because the way people are doing business now is changing. And people are more interested in purchasing from a person. They want to connect with you versus an entity. They want to feel, the benefits of seeing what their money could do when they invest in this person, or seeing the immediate results of just seeing where their money goes. People get it's more rewarding, and people are shifting into doing that more. So they're making their purchasing decisions from asking for referrals, asking on Facebook, asking for a friend. They're making their purchasing decisions from following people on social media and just, seeing what they're up to and being nosy and just seeing what they're
Right.
posting. They're, so like just that whole connection, sharing your brand story is
Mm-hmm.
really going to make a difference in any business when you are transparent because of relatability. When
Yeah.
people can resonate with you, then that's going to help you stand out. That is your unique value proposition because you probably have 100 or 200 friends just on your friends list that are doing credit restoration,
Yeah.
but there's a reason why you got involved in it. And
Right.
so when you are more transparent about sharing your story, how you got involved in it, what inspired you to pursue this as a business, then people could relate to you. They're resonating with you and they're choosing you over someone that's just posting about what they do.
Yeah.
You're posting about your brand story is you in a nutshell, just sharing with them why you're the one versus
Yeah.
what you do.
That's good. So for you, Jasmine, now that you have your business, who is your ideal client and what do you help them do?
Okay. Yeah, so my ideal client, I love working with busy entrepreneurs just because just because what I do is through content and through content marketing, I write words that sell. So I know how it is when you're a busy entrepreneur. You just want to create more freedom. You did not create your business so that you have to work in your business 24/7. You created your business so that you can serve your clients. And so that's what I do. I help you eliminate all of the busy work as far as, oh, I gotta post on social media, oh, I gotta write an email today, or oh, I gotta, you know, a big pain point that people have is getting their website up.
Yeah.
So I help them create content for their website, create content for social media to attract them to their website, and create content over email to nurture those people who aren't ready to buy when they visit your website. So I help them. That's my signature as far as how I help people the most is so content for web, content for social, and content for email.
And do you do it for them?
Yes.
Okay.
So I have done for you services where I'm creating the content for you.
Yeah.
And I also have some DIY where you just take a masterclass and learn how to do it yourself, and there's templates involved with that.
Gotcha.
So how it works is normally, you'll take a 3-minute voice personality quiz just so I can understand more about your personality, your voice, I can write for you. And then we'll do like a 90-minute brainstorming and work session where I'm just getting clear about your brand identity, your voice, your ideal clients, your offers. And then I take that 90-minute recording and I just go from there to pump out that 5-page website, to pump out that email sequence and the social media content, because I understand how time is.
Yeah.
And so you do the 3-minute voice personality quiz, you do the 90-minute brainstorming session, and I just take the rest and pump out the content from there.
That sounds wonderful. So what stage of business would you say that an entrepreneur has to be in before they approach you?
Before they approach me? Well, content is very important. So obviously, the beginning stage is most important because you need to bring in customers.
Yeah.
So you need to be aware of how to communicate your message in a way that is client attractive.
Right.
And so definitely I have a lot of people in the beginning stages too, as well as people who are ready to scale. Maybe you're ready for a system.
Gotcha.
To have that system in place. So I help them, with those systems if they're ready for like a lead magnet and the funnel type of component too. But for sure in the beginning stage, content is king, and it just goes with branding, so, and it's going to bring you customers. So definitely the beginning stages, if you're ready to make sales online, then definitely reach out to me for some content marketing services.
And people also probably want to know, because there's some people here that are not in Montgomery, Alabama. Do you work with people in other cities, states, countries?
Oh yes, heavens yes. I was talking to my husband yesterday because yes, I'm international now.
Yay!
So I have a client in Thailand. I have a client in Canada. I have a client in London. So I'm all over the place with clients. So yeah, if you're not in Alabama or Montgomery, that is okay.
I love it. I love just watching the journey that you've been on, Jasmine, and just kind of seeing all this unfold, and the book, the, going full-time entrepreneur and all the events, because you do live events too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with the magazine, we we're bragging about all the positive things going on within our culture and community. And so we do host a live event between each issue to bring the stories to life with an expert panel. We call those cake music and conversations. So it's just a community type of positive vibe event that we do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Is there anybody, and I always like to ask this too, is there anybody that you don't work with?
Yes. I don't work with people who are not motivated for their own business. I don't like to work with people who hope to get rich overnight.
Yeah. Preach. No,
people who are, they have excuse-itis. They're not that serious about creating a transformation in their business that they want to see. And I also don't want to work with people who aren't willing to invest in themselves, because you have to exchange value for value. And so if you're not ready, then we're not,
That's true. That's true. It definitely is a mindset, that at the end of the day, you can provide all this service, but like you said, Jasmine, if the person is not willing to show up and give you something to work with, then that makes it really hard for there to be a connection.
Yeah, and I have no problem turning down,
Yeah.
people. But no, you're right. It is a mindset for sure. And if you're not willing to invest in yourself, how are you going to get other people to invest in you? And so,
That's good. That's good. What advice would you give just to someone who's literally sitting there with dreams, and they probably are watching this or watching the replay? They have dreams. They've been sitting on them, but maybe confidence is getting in their way, or lack of confidence. What advice would you give to that person
who's struggling with confidence?
They got the skill, but it's just the confidence.
Well, I believe that I'm a spiritual person, so I believe God placed a desire in our hearts for a reason.
Yeah.
And then just understanding that your journey has led you up until this point.
Yeah.
And then understanding that someone has been out here praying for you.
Amen.
And when you get clear on someone's been praying for you, and it's your job to show up for them. It's your job to present what you have to offer. It's up to them to say yes and no. But it's up to you to show up for them and continue to show up for them. So when you get clear and just realize that you're perfect, you are a perfect fit person for your perfect fit people. And you just rest in that, and rest in knowing that you don't have to be like the Joneses, whoever they are, whoever you're comparing yourself to. You have a unique story. You have a unique journey. You have a unique experience that connects you to your perfect people. And so when you realize that, then just understand that those desires are in your heart for a reason. So just pursue them, because it's your destiny.
That's so good.
It's your only job to just show up for them. And you will see that you're going to attract those people. And when you attract those people, it's just going to make you feel so good, because, wow, like, it's so fulfilling to help people. It's so fulfilling to be able to serve people. So I would just say, if someone's not confident, just stop comparing yourself and just realize that you were uniquely made for some perfect people.
Yes. And I love what you just said. I didn't get it at first, but when you started going on, I got it now. You were saying somebody's praying for you. And what you're saying is that somebody's praying for your gift. Somebody's praying for your skill, for your talent. That's powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's true. It's true. Like, I was at a vendor. I was a vendor at like an expo. And this gentleman came up to me. He saw that I do content marketing, and he picked up my flyer, and he was like, "What?" Because he's an older gentleman, so he's not on social media. He's not online.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Wow, I have been looking for you, you know. So it's moments
Wow.
like that when you start to show up for, you know, you start to show up, and then
Yeah.
you'll see those people that have really, that people for real have been praying for you.
That's
You are
awesome.
someone's solution, and just
Mm-hmm.
understand that and trust that, and you'll be okay.
Yes. Somebody just needs to tweet that or put that on Facebook. I am someone's solution. And you heard it from Jasmine York Ball. So, Jasmine, is the link for them to get your book? Sandra said she tried and it was broken. So, what we can do is just re-put it in the comments for this. Is there a website for them to go to?
Yeah, so I'm gonna drop it in the comments right now. Just
Okay, perfect.
take care of that.
Perfect. Perfect. That way they can get the book. Now, was this your book that you put together with all the other authors, or are you contributing writer?
Actually, I was contributor. Someone reached out to
Okay.
me and told me
Okay.
about the idea, and I love the idea.
That's
So I'm
awesome.
for it.
I'm so excited for you, Jasmine.
Thank you.
And you're somebody that you've helped me with my business. You have always been consistent, just you have this positiveness about you. And I love that because you're somebody that's just easy to promote and easy to support, and I'm telling y'all, if you're in a place where you just need help with your content, do not suffer in silence. Like, this is an expert right here who she's done it for corporate America, and now she's turning around and saying, you know what, I'm going to do it for myself too and help more people and do it on my terms. I love it. I love it. So, is there anything else that you'd like to share with them, Jasmine?
Yes. So this is a quote that my mentor taught me, and this
Mm-hmm.
is why I like to teach my clients,
Yeah.
especially if you want to make sales online and you're just like, dang, how do I grow my business?
Yeah.
So if you want more fish, you need more bait, and content is your bait.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's powerful. That really is. Well, Jasmine, how can they get in touch with you?
Okay, so yes, you can find me on social media, Jasmine York Ball, or Jasmine the Writer everywhere. Or you can visit my website, jasmineyorkball.com. And yeah, that's how you'll be able to find me.
Awesome. And her magazine, her and her husband started the magazine, Black Tie Magazine. You can actually get a subscription. I love getting my magazine in the mail and comes straight to your mailbox. Some powerful, like, you had a great article in there. There you go. We have a mutual friend, Janice, where was that the article? I mean, I'm sorry, that was the issue that she was in. Yeah, I love Janice. And I love seeing all the good content and advertisements that you have in there. So you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
You are welcome. And thank you so much for bearing with me tonight with all the technology woes that we had. But what you
happens, so.
yeah, what you shared was valuable content. And I also just want to say this to y'all, that sometimes we worry so much about perfection that we don't move, we don't produce, and we don't make progress because we're so focused on perfection. But I'm here to tell you, how many of y'all, by a show of hearts or just saying yes, that beyond all the technology woes that we had tonight, that you literally got something out of this. And even if I had to hold this up facing the computer, but you got something out of the content tonight, which was better than any perfect setup that we had. I see some hearts, and if that's you, just give me some hearts or say yes. Thank you. And see, again, one of the things that Jasmine shared was about showing up. And another lesson I want you to just take just from this dynamic tonight, that it is not about perfection. It is about you showing up. Tamisha says, I need deliverance from perfection. Well, I hope tonight helps set you free. Because I want you to pay more attention to the content, aka through our content marketing strategist. Sandra says, absolutely, but I gotta tell you, Jasmine's energy is worth the watch. Yeah, it is. It is. Jasmine, I don't know if you know this, but they're watching you through my phone on here so they can see you.
That's so funny.
Yes. Well, tell them one more time, how can they connect with you, Jasmine?
You can connect with me. I am on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter as Jasmine the Writer or Jasmine York Ball. That's where you can find me. Or my website is jasmineyorkball.com.
Awesome. Awesome. Jasmine, I'm going to keep sending referrals your way, girl. Keep doing what
Thank
you're
you.
doing. And y'all are, you and your husband both, you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
You are welcome.